Shalom to you all, and welcome to the third and last class in the series of how does Judaism view intimacy or marital relationship, the physical connection between husband and wife. As I said in the first class, I was quite hesitated about teaching this class, and the reason that I decided in the end I should teach it, especially when it's public on the internet, it's because sometimes because of maybe other religions, influence of other religions, or influence of things we learned when we were children, we thought that intimacy between couples is a sin. And therefore we refrain from it, and it can really ruin marriages. I myself met questions which I received about these topics, and I could see that the beginning point, the start point of these questions was that the couples who asked me didn't understand that the Judaism sees in the physical connection a potential of something very holy. And therefore, it's something that we really take care of, and we try to keep it as clean and pure as possible. In this class, we will learn of how do we keep it pure and clean and holy. How do we uplift the physical connection between husband and wife? As I mentioned in the two previous classes, we will not touch everything. It's a short video, short class. If you want to expand your knowledge, you're welcome to read my book in the beginning. It's on Amazon. And the book will give you much more than just understanding intimacy between husband and wife in the eyes of Judaism. It will also give you practical ideas of how to enrich your marriage and the insights we learn from the stories of Bereshit. Back to our topic. About intimacy, we see complex ideas and opinions between different rabbis. And as we also saw already in Bereshit, already in the book of Genesis, in the first verses of the Torah, we see that it really depends on how the couple comes to it. What's the goal? What's the purpose? One of the great rabbis who lived in Europe, the Shla, he notices that, or points out that in the holiest place for Jews, in the holiest of holies in the temple, there was the ark. And on the ark, there were two angel-looking things of gold. And I say things because, according to an opinion, it's an opinion of man and woman. And they were hugging each other to show that there is a very holy thing in being united in all aspects of the body, as long as we keep it holy. The Shla mentions in the name of his rabbi, that his rabbi told him, when Rav Horowitz got married, so his rabbi, Rav Shlomo Leiboshes, told him you should be careful in two important things. One of them is what food you eat, and another thing is the intimacy. These things are, on one hand, very, very holy, and that touch also the body, the build the body. These things can bring life and make sure to keep it in a holy place. And today what we'll try to understand is how do we keep intimacy holy? How do we bring spirituality into something which some of us, by mistake, view as something very low? So for the beginning, we saw that the Torah, and we didn't mention all the rabbis, but you can see the Ramban and the Shla and other many rabbis show how this intimacy could actually have a very high, holy, spiritual level. And we will try a bit to explain it on three levels based on the idea of the Hasidic world. The Hasidic world divided the universe, or divided our relation with the universe to human, time, and the area. So human, time, and area, and the words of the Hasidic, Adam, Zman, Merchav. Adam is the person, people who we are, the connections we have between people. And the basic thing we need to do to make this intimacy kosher and holy is between a married couple. Married couple who get married according to the halacha and the Jewish law. And when they get married, so they create a bond which is unique just for them. So that's the basic of it. Our rabbis tell us that when a couple are together with each other, the mind should be focused only on the spouse, not on anyone else. Part of Adam, part of the human, part of the man or woman is, I'm now focused to connect, to bond with a person in front of me, with my spouse. So also the mind, the cognitive level of a person should just be in this thing which is happening, connecting with another person, trying to unite. It really connects, it really relates to what we explained in the last class. In the previous class, we learned about the term of da'at. And we said that da'at is a bond, a connection, a clinging, which is multi-dimension. So our mind, our thought should be in this idea of we're now doing a connection with the spouse. That's the basic of it. We also talked in that about the will, the wanting, the emotions. A couple could be with each other in order to fulfill their own desires, more of a personal, egoistic point of view. The Torah guides us that the connection between husband and wife should be with the intention of clinging, of being part. The focus is not how do I benefit from it. The focus is how does the couple as a whole, how do they benefit from it? And a few halachot, which we won't go into it now, a few Jewish laws, talk about ve'ahavta l're'acha kamocha, you should love the other as your own. In this time where a couple connect to each other, should think of what's good for the other, what's good for the spouse. Focus on the connecting, on being together, what brings them together, and not on the personal thing. So that's part of the man. The man is the whole human being. When a man and a woman are connected to each other, are related to each other, they combine with the soul, they create here something which is very holy. They create the man which was created by the image of God. So to summarize, the first dimension is of human, of man. Husband and wife, they connect to each other. Only husband, only wife. Also by the Jewish law of getting married, but also in the mind and focus of they want to be with each other. The mind is focused on each other, and the will is to connect with each other. So we covered here the mind, the emotions, and the purpose. The second level we will discuss is time. The time of when do a husband and wife connect to each other. And we can really expand it, and we will just touch it in two basic points. In Jewish law, there's times where husband and wife are supposed to be separated from each other. And the idea that something here in time, sometimes they're permitted to be with each other, sometimes they're unpermitted to be with each other, shows here that there's some meaning to what happens. Not everything, when a couple can be with each other, now this time has a meaning. Now it's a date with each other. They put the energy, the focus in the time. Judaism, generally speaking, sees time as something that we give it the meaning. And when there's times that the husband and wife are permitted to be with each other and times that they are forbidden to be with each other, it now gives it a different level. The focus changes. Now we're focusing more on the emotional connection. Now there's a focus more on the spiritual connection. Now there's a focus more on the physical connection. Each time gets its own meaning. And another level of time is that the time needs to be a time where both of the spouses, both parts of the couple, feel that that's a good time for them. Time really affects us wherever we are. So time is the second level, which we discussed just shortly. So we had man or human, time, and more of the area idea of being connected. And obviously you can ask, well, how does the area got to do with man and woman being with each other? Well, you see, space has a big influence on us. I'm sitting down now here in front of a computer and talking. And if I'll be sitting now somewhere else, I'll be feeling different, maybe more nervous, maybe more released. The space where we are, the environment where we are, really affects us, the way we feel, the way we behave. Judaism teaches and guides a couple to have intimacy in an intimate place, in a hidden place. The reason maybe is that when a couple hugs each other, when everyone else can see, they aren't focused on each other. They're thinking also, people see me. Hey, look, I love my wife. I'm hugging her. I'm actually thinking not just of my wife, I'm thinking also about other people. Can you see what great husband I am? How much I care for my wife? I'm not focused 100% on my wife. I'm not focused 100% on my husband. When Yitzchak, our father, our patriarch, when he got married with Rebecca, his wife, the verse says, Yitzchak brought Rivka to the tent of his mother, Sarah. Vayikach et Rivka, he took Rivka, he married her. Vatehi lo leisha vayehavea. He married her, she was his wife, and he loved her. The first thing they do is they go away from everyone else. They go to a place where only they can see themselves. It's just Yitzchak and just Rivka, no one else interfering, no one else looking, no other feelings or emotions or minds or anything else can go out of the tent. They're just there in the tent. The space, the area where we are, has a great influence on us. So it's not just having just the relations themselves in a private place, even showing love to each other should be kept private, should be kept just for the couple to make sure it's pure and doesn't get influenced for good, mainly for bad, by other people looking. When a couple keeps all those three levels, they connect to each other as holy human beings. Which means they have a marriage, a kiddushin, they bring a holy meaning to them being together. When they are focused on each other as human beings, when they try to connect to each other and not think about themselves, and when they choose the right times, that it's suited for both of them, that are also good according to the Jewish law, that's a time that they could be with each other. And when they choose an area which is private just for them, that is holy. And if we want to conclude, we bring it back to Kodesh HaKodashim, the holiest place of the Jewish nation, the holiest of holiest in the temple. That was a very intimate place. The Kohen Gadol, the high priest, used to go there only one day a year, twice, but only one day a year. And no one else could be there when he goes into it. No one else could be in the temple when he goes in there. It's private. It's just for him and God. And we learn from that to a couple. A couple being with each other. It's just them and God. No one else interferes in between. Not in the area, not in the space, not in the mind, not in the time. It's a unique time and zone and mind and human of just them. Having all of those three dimensions brings the intimacy to something holy. And if you want to conclude, yes, intimacy between husband and wife is something which has great potential of being holy. It takes two separate beings and helps them to become one, as long as doesn't stand just for its own. Obviously, a man and a woman have to spend time with knowing each other and helping each other and caring for each other, spending time, as we mentioned, time for this and time for this. It has to be in a huge platform. It couldn't be just for the action of being with each other, and that's it. It's part of something much bigger. And when the intimacy is part of something bigger, of a couple that are doing the effort in all the aspects, emotional, physical, cognitive aspects of being together, then we get to the image of God. And the Zohar mentions that when a man and woman, when a husband and wife are with each other, so as if the image of God comes there and lies or stands next to the bed. A man and a woman with each other is so holy. It's like the holiest of holiest. So by mistake, we can think, no, you have to refrain. But when you really learn, when you really understand, you know how to try to uplift marriage, to bring God into marriage, to make the connection, which is physical, to actually make it something which is the closest we can to being one. Al ken, therefore, a man will leave his parents, v'davak b'ishto, he will cling to his wife, v'hayu lebasar echad. There will be one flesh, heart, mind, and body all become one.